You may be wondering when you speak, what is causing the difference between how you pronounce things and how native speakers say things? Well, today we are going to take a look at pronunciation files that you send to me and give you feedback to help you sound more natural the next time that you speak in American English. Good morning, guys. Good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to the Schwa Mill. This is our show where we review accent files that you send in. Okay, and to guide you in that process, there is me. Hello, my name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath. It's one of the four keys to a natural sound in American English pronunciation, including placement, pitch, breath, trying to weaken your consonant sounds in order to strengthen your vowel sounds. I have two more files for you. And as always, I would like to say that if you would like to send in your own files for the stream, you're going to see a link for that in the video description. And if you want to get some feedback for yourself every single day of the week because you like what's happening in this stream, then you can join our official Telegram group at fluentamerican.com/Telegram. All right, I have two files for us to take a look at. Here is our first one.
It's been a really long time since I sent a file to Geoff, so I'm super happy to be back.
Okay, well, thank you for sending the file. Some things that we're really going to be targeting in this file are very common, and those are elements of contrast. Let's see exactly what's happening here.
It's been a really long time since I sent a file to Geoff, so I'm super happy to be back.
Imagine if I were to say every sentence for the rest of the stream kind of like this. This is the impact that it would have. So what's happening is we're speaking in a flat way. When I say flat, what I mean is that when we're transitioning from thought group to thought group, we're not changing pitch. There may be some pitch movement inside of each thought group, but each section itself is returning to the same pattern. Compared to this, where now I'm high, and now I'm a little bit more medium, and now I'm low. This is a fundamental concept in American English. This idea that if I change the thought group, I want to change the pitch level. When I change the pitch level, there's a new high and there's a new low. There's a new ceiling, there's a new floor. It's almost like going to the different floor of an apartment building or a hotel. So, to give a more concrete example of what this would sound like if we increase the pitch range when we change thought groups, take a listen to this.
It's been a really long time since I sent a file to Geoff.
So the way it sounded, like, it's been a really long time since I sent a file to Geoff. It's been a really long time since I sent a file to Geoff. Do you hear the difference there? Or I could do the opposite direction. Like, it's been a really long time since I sent a file to Geoff. Okay, so that's one element of contrast. It's just changing your pitches when you're changing the thought group. However, elements of contrast aren't just pitch. Hello to Shazad. Good to see you back. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Other elements of contrast that we could play around with include an element of contrast I call firmness, which is this is right here is firm. Right now I am talking very firmly versus this is soft. Right now I'm talking very softly. It's not about shouting and whispering. It's about the strength, the intensity of our voice. One thing you're going to hear when you listen to this file again is that the firmness always stays firm. We're just never adding an element of softness.
It's been a really long time since I sent a file to Geoff, so I'm super happy to be back.
It's like every single thing I say is going to sound like this versus every single thing I say is going to sound like this. Do you see that I incorporated some more softness? Softness is really key to sounding natural in American English, and it's something that not all of our first languages are doing. I'm looking at, for instance, Slavic languages. A lot of Asian languages just tend to be very firm all the time. But when you listen to native speakers talk, I just did it right there, right? Native speakers talk. At some point, you're going to have to incorporate some softness. It's not going to be firm 24/7, every single word you say. In fact, very often inside of single words, you're going to transition from firm to soft. Like here. Do you see that when I said here? starts really firm on the he, and then I get to the it softens a lot. I have one final comment on this video, and then we'll take a look at our next audio file.
It's been a really long time since I sent a file to Geoff, so I'm super happy to be back.
Okay. The last element of contrast I would encourage you to look at is your thought group length. Another way that people are sounding a bit flat is because all their thought groups are being grouped into basically the same amount of time. It's like if I talked like this for, you see I'm using a lot of like 2-word thought groups. There's some sections of this where we're kind of falling into the same pattern. That's not necessarily a problem if you have enough other elements of contrast, like pausing, changing your pitches, changing your speed, things like that. But without those things, it's going to stand out and become speech that actually can become choppy, if not disruptive. To give an example where this happens,
It's been a really long time since I sent a file to Geoff, so I'm super happy to be back.
like, since I sent a file to Geoff, versus if I want to keep that and make that sound natural, then I have to incorporate more elements of contrast. Since I sent a file to Geoff, you know, some other things, again, you could break it up with a pause. Since I sent a file to Geoff, one of the things you're going to find is that with those patterns, it's going to make it sound a lot more dramatic. But these are some things that we want to be thinking about. Hello to you, Ganshi, thanks for hanging out with us. Shazad mentioning, I feel the area around the throat is kind of intense. There's lots of areas of feedback that we could touch on. I haven't touched much on breath for this one. I think if you were to increase the softness and lower the firmness of this, that may help engage the diaphragm more. As always, American English is looking for resonance and warmth.
It's been a really long time since I sent.
It does sound like the lungs are doing a lot of work. It sounds like the diaphragm's not doing as much work as it could. Okay. Like it's been a really long. It's the difference between those two. The first one, I'm not really using my diaphragm. It's been a really long. And the second one, I'm using my diaphragm. It's been a really long. Okay. So I think that taps into what you were mentioning. All right. But thank you so much for that audio file. We're going to slide over to our second and final file of the day. Let's take a look at this.
I bought this cute fake Louis Vuitton bag yesterday at the thrift store. I don't have it right now with me, but guess how much it cost? $5 freaking dollars. Hello!
Okay, certainly lots of elements of contrast here. I'm going to play it one more time.
I bought this cute fake Louis Vuitton bag yesterday at the thrift store. I don't have it right now with me, but guess how much it cost? $5 freaking dollars. Hello!
The hello at the end is great. If I was going to identify any one section to maybe target in terms of looking at elements of contrast, is maybe like maybe I don't have it right now with me. Let me play it one more time.
This cute fake Louis Vuitton bag yesterday at the thrift store. I don't have it right now.
Oh no! So yesterday, like bag yesterday at the thrift store. Yesterday at the thrift store. Where we got a little stuck pitch wise. So that could be an opportunity for expansion. Like, and so yesterday at the thrift store versus yesterday at the thrift store. Some of that's also changing the intonation. Let's see how much rising intonation is happening, especially in the first half of this.
This cute fake Louis Vuitton bag yesterday at the thrift store. I don't have it right now with me, but guess how.
There's a lot of rising intonation throughout this. Bag yesterday at the thrift store versus yesterday at the thrift store. You hear a difference. The big difference there is just changing the intonation on store. So I think that's something that could be dramatic. What I will say is that, again, lots of things happening here pitch-wise. There's also a lot of personality. I think a lot of times when we learn a language, it can be tricky to incorporate elements of our personality into how we talk. So we end up kind of sounding a little bit flat, neutral, at times even robotic. Whereas this has a lot of great personality to it coming through.
I bought this cute fake Louis Vuitton bag yesterday at the thrift store.
Just kind of targeting that first part down to yesterday. You can hear that progression downward. We have a video course we have a couple video courses on pitch. We have Pro Pitch Mastery and we have Pitch Apprenticeship. And what those do is they just look at common pitch patterns that native speakers use. So if you're someone that's trying to improve your pitch, because pitch is one of those core concepts to achieving a natural sound, and you're like, okay, I want to improve my pitch, but I don't know what are the patterns I need to listen for. Well, those two video courses give you, probably about 20 of the most common pitch patterns you're going to hear in American English. That being said, one of those patterns is a constant descent, a constant move down. And you can hear that again down to bag.
This cute fake Louis Vuitton bag yesterday.
Okay. I got this cute fake Louis Vuitton bag. Like this, that drop down. We've talked a lot about people's pitch patterns in previous videos, but this is an example of one that you want to do. You're trying to increase the range of pitches you're using. You're trying to make that as wide as possible, and you can hear that duh 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 duh. Like there's just that's a very common pattern. Start high and working your way down. I'm sorry. So I really like that. I think throughout this audio file, there's lots of moments like that. Maybe one final thing.
This cute fake Louis Vuitton bag yesterday at the thrift store. I don't have it.
Notice the change in speed. We didn't talk as much about pacing for the first video, but this has some great plays with speed. There's some words that are slow, and then we speed up.
This cute fake Louis Vuitton bag yesterday at the thrift store.
I got this cute fake Louis Vuitton bag. So that's all been kind of slow, and then we speed up. Yesterday at the thrift store. Great. And again, American English is trying to find those elements of contrast. So I really like that transition from slow to fast. That was very well done. That's the basic idea, guys. When you find a pattern in your speech, when you're speaking American English, you want to try to break it. Find the pattern, break the pattern. Find the pattern, break the pattern. Find the pattern, break the pattern. Just by kind of following that basic rule is going to immensely help you achieve a more natural sound next time we speak American English. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Look, there's a lot of pronunciation resources out there. I am very much aware of that. So the fact that you spent part of your day with me looking at pronunciation files is greatly appreciated. I also want to thank all the people who have sent audio files and video. Always prefer video to audio. You can see we didn't talk much about body language, but there was a lot of body language happening in that video, especially towards the end. Like the hello, that was great. Body language is another factor that can improve your pronunciation, so definitely paying attention to that. But we will be back. So again, our schedule for streams is Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays, right around 7:30 a.m. New York. Yeah. Once more, my name is Geoff. Rhymes with breath. That's one of the 4 keys of natural sound American English. Placement, pitch, breath. Try and weaken your consonant sound, strengthen your vowels. I will see you all later. Hope you have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good afternoon. And, of course, have a good weekend. Take care, guys.